Ella McKay was directed by James L. Brooks, and I mentioned that because he was an Oscar winner at one point. But even so, I didn't know what to expect going into this movie. The only thing I really saw was this poster, and it's literally blank. It literally has nothing. I also noticed another one, also very blank, but with some other pictures of some actors on it. And I noticed that Woody Harrelson was in it, so at least there was that. So even though I knew nothing, and maybe this movie isn't really made for someone like me, I did enjoy myself, and I have more to talk about than I thought I would. So this movie is about Ella McKay, who becomes governor of the town that she grew up in, but due to her past traumas and her relationship issues, scandals ensue. Now, being a movie named Ella McKay, you'd expect that it would be all about her and her journey, her overcoming her past traumas, but there is actually a lot going on in this movie, a lot of characters. It's a bit convoluted and it's hard to know exactly what they were going for. Instead of having a real character arc for Ella McKay, they instead had a kind of overlapping theme, I think. So for example, at the beginning of the movie, there's a scene that I really loved, and it was probably the best scene of the whole movie, where at the beginning of Ella McKay's life, something tragic happens to her and her family, and her little brother is with her, and her little brother says, "I'm not gonna cry." And then he ends up crying. So in the scenario, this little boy said he was going to do something, and then he actually did the opposite. It ended up the other way. And they do that pretty much the whole time. You think it's headed in one direction because that's the way the trope usually goes, and nope, it flips it on its head, and this is actually the way it goes. The relationship looks good. Nope, it's actually bad. The relationship's bad. Nope, it's actually good. And sometimes it works, and sometimes it just doesn't make any sense at all. And then sometimes it's just crazy. Crazy as in, maybe you should forgive. Nah, forgiven's for suckers. My wife asked me if this could be described as a Hallmark movie, and I could say kind of, but it is a bit elevated, and that is because of the acting. Jamie Lee Curtis is in this movie, and she plays the aunt of Ella McKay, who mainly raises her throughout the film, and she's so good. I mean, I wouldn't want to hang out with her character. She comes on a little bit too strong, but she is awesome, and I was like, now I want to watch Freaky Friday. Ella McKay also has a little brother who eventually is a teenager in the movie. He does awesome. I really liked his character. And then Emma Mackey plays Ella McKay, and she did a really awesome job as well. When I first saw the poster, looking from a distance, I thought it was Anne Hathaway, and I think that's kind of what this movie was going for. Young Anne Hathaway could have played in this movie, for sure. And Emma Mackey did almost just as good. I would say 90%, Anne Hathaway's up there on another level, but she was close. She was really good. Woody Harrelson wasn't in it very much, but he's endearing. He always is. I feel like I didn't explain the movie very well, but it is kind of hard to, just because it doesn't go in one direction. I want to say that it's like a Hallmark movie, feel-good movie, but then also you don't feel good sometimes. I thought it was almost going to be a dramatic, overcoming your trauma story, but it's a little bit too much on the happy side for that. And it's not even a girl boss movie. It's not even a girl power movie. This might be a case where this is a movie made very specifically for someone. It's made for someone who grew up with their aunt and had a bad family life and has a good bond with their aunt, I guess. The movie didn't draw me in enough to their characters to feel for them. There were real moments in the movie where I was like, that's real, that's a human emotion, that's relatable, but not enough. The movie doesn't draw you in enough to feel for these characters. Also, the music was made by Hans Zimmer, and I only know because of the credits. I wasn't thinking about anything about that throughout the movie, which is surprising. I feel like every time there's good music, I'm like, wow, who is that? And it's Hans Zimmer, and I just didn't even notice the music at all this time. But anyways, guys, that's my review for Ella McKay. Thank you for watching. I review a newly released movie every week, so make sure you subscribe to the channel to see that. Also, at the end of the month, me and my brother Kenny, the Boltage Bros, do a live stream where we talk about all the movies that we watched throughout the month. So if you're interested in any of that, please click here. Anyways, I've got a bolt.